This is week 2 of riding Faith. So I've had 5 good rides on her, and she's had the last 2 days off. So I just caught her up and I'm working with her. And now that she's pretty trained to ride, it's time to start working with her gaits. Now, as you see, when she takes off here, she has a pretty good natural little walk. But then when she gets nervous, it goes into that right there. That is what we call a pace. Now, unsaddled, she doesn't do that at all. Easy, babe. Watch, I'll slow her down. Hey, walk. Takes off in a nice gait. And right there, she switches. For those of you that don't know what a pace is, or don't know what a nice gait is compared to a bad gait, see how both legs on the right side of her body are moving forward at the same time and setting down on the ground at the same time? And the same with the left side of her body. That's a lateral gait, meaning both sides on one side are going, and what we want is right there. That's a walk. Now she just switched. They're opposite. Now she's back to the pace. So there's a lot of ways of breaking a pace, or setting gaits as they call it, and I have a secret weapon that I'm blessed to have here on the farm. And I guess instead of just letting people think I'm good, I'm gonna go ahead and show them my secret weapon. And it's how to get the horse to trot. There's a lot of ways to get a horse to trot, but I have a secret weapon built in here at the farm, and I'm gonna show you. But first, I'm gonna describe the goal. I am going to get Faith tuned in with a command, or what do they call commands? A cue to trot. Basically, there'll be a leg cue, a hand cue, and a verbal cue when I just say trot, and the way I ride, of course. And anyway, I'm gonna get her cued to where I can trot her all the time, and I'll even get her hard trotting, which is opposite of what you normally want a gaited horse to do. Then I'm gonna back that trot off to what they call a fox walk or a trot walk, where there's just a little bounce in the back end on the butt and the front end's walking. Then I'll pull that down to a flat foot walk, and by the time I do that, the pace should be eliminated. Because horses don't enjoy pacing any more than you enjoy riding in it. It comes out of maybe nervousness or not knowing what to do or too many options. But we will get the trot broke out. This process should take 5 days of riding. We'll go down to the secret weapon now and start over. Secret weapon. Becca's practicing on Ozark Anthem here, her show horse, and I got Faith down here. She's never seen this before. This is my secret weapon. As you can see, it goes wooden rail, gravel, wooden rail, gravel, with about an inch depression between each one. It's physically impossible for a horse to pace on this. So I'll give her a cue to trot. She'll have to trot. Breaks up the pace without using any cruel methods. And then I take her, and what's good is it crosses my driveway right there. And it crosses my driveway just up there, past those 2 signs. Then I'll ride back on my driveway and try to trot. If she does trot, we just keep going on up the road. If she doesn't, we go back to the railroad tracks. Okay, here goes the first attempt. First couple steps on it are always a little scary for them. Okay, trot. 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 Oh, there's a step and a trot. Trot. Good, now walk. Good. Okay. Oh, you're all right, you're all right. Now, if you've seen there, she trotted 3 steps and then you heard me say walk. That's the second step to this. You always want to be the one to stop the gait that you're trying to get. So whether that be a run walk or a flat foot walk or a trot, as soon as they give it to you, before you feel them starting to lose it, you need to pull them back down and stop. That way you're the one controlling when that started and when that stopped. Now, as we go through this and practice, I'll try to get that to 5 steps or 6 steps or 10 steps, and eventually it'll just be a cue and I control it as long as it goes. But it is very crucial that you don't let them lose that first trot on their own volition, as you would say. Okay, attempt 2, walk. You're all right, walk, babe. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Trot. Trot. Good. Walk. Good. Walk. Okay, trot. Trot. Seen a black tie. That's scarier than the brown ties, huh? Trot. Good. Good. You're all right. Well, good girl. Okay, trot. Trot.
It really helps to develop your ear and listen to the footfall patterns of each gait. And here you can hear that she is going into a trot.
Oh, this will be the first vehicle she's seen while I was on her back. And I think she's fine with vehicles. Walk. Walk up, babe. Trot. Good girl. Walk. Good girl. Okay, now the second thing I do, easy babe, stand still. When I'm riding and I'm telling her to trot and she doesn't, I have really strong fingers. Because I have big hands, and I'll take that finger and I'll make it really rigid and I jab it right here where the shoulder line, the shoulder blade meets the neck. Yeah, I'm sorry. And I jam it in there and I tell her to trot a second time. Easy babe, she heard me say trot, she wanted to go, plus Becca's coming up. But anyway, I hold that in there and it causes them naturally to drop their head like that, and dropping that head causes that flight time to come on the trot. Now that also gives me a place that I can give her a release for doing the right thing. So I add pressure when she doesn't give me the trot the first time when I ask for it. When I ask for it the second time, I'm adding the pressure and I hold it until she gives me the trot. Then I release the pressure. It's the form of reward to get that cue built up more. So then I'm reinforcing the verbal cue of trot with the hand cue of the pressure. Okay, this is just our second attempt going down. We've already got a really good trot going. Walk, babe. Walk up. Okay, trot. 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 Good girl, walk. Took a little longer to get a trot going that time. We're riding back from the railroad tracks and I'm getting some pace. Like right here, if you know what you're looking at, you can tell this is a pace. So here's another tip. Take your horse off the road in the road ditch or on a side slope like this, and you're not gonna get a pace. You might not get a good trot, but it'll be a bilateral gait because they cannot pace on a side slope like this. So right here, we're getting a pretty smooth gait. Oh, there's a flat foot walk. Oh, watch the fence. And helps to get your horse broke and steering right, because they want to be walking out there where it's easy. They don't want to be on this. So there, I'm getting a good square walk, and she's putting some reach into it to try to keep up with Becca up ahead. Now watch, we'll hit this county road again for a minute. We'll see if she goes back into her pace. Yep, there's a pace already. What, 2 steps? And we get a pace. Now we're gonna go back up here. And this is all choppy and rough from the road grader. She can't pace. So use terrain to help you. For instance, a plowed field, if you had it. They won't be able to pace in a plowed field very easy. Deep leaves. But side hills are really good. They cannot pace on a side hill, because think about it right now. If both left feet were in the air at the same time, when they hit, they'd be way downhill from the right feet and they'd just fall over. That's why you don't want a pace. It's not a stable gait. It's not a sure-footed gait. And foxtrotters, since they're bilateral and they always have one foot in contact with the ground, is some of the most sure-footed horses there are. Not too bad for the first lesson of trying to get her to stop pacing, but we'll get better as we go. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this information helpful or you liked it, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Really need to get to that 1,000 subscribers sooner than later. It'll help my channel grow, and share it around. Ask comments or ask questions in the comments if you got them.